exposing the truth behind the lies, and fighting for the freedom of awareness. America's first competition talk show.
The hub is engaging.
Talk Life.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay, here's the problem with the issue at hand right now, with the president who met last week with Eric Schmidt from Google, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, the guys from Cisco, the guys from Oracle, the guys from, who am I missing? LinkedIn, maybe, a few others. All the technology, social media gurus, to talk about how he can collaborate more with the government, because he's still trying to fulfill his State of the Union address promises, which is to make us more collaborative and innovative and move us into the 21st century. We're there already. And that we do that by using 19th century technology and do high-speed trains. Or go back to train. We're going to obsess with trains again. Okay, here's the thing that frustrates me about what they're trying to do right now. Right now, in the White House and in the executive branch, they are doing things with new media that are unprecedented, possibly because it didn't exist for very long in this form. But they're doing unprecedented things with new media and new technology. This White House has literally blocked press access for the commercial press and the White House press lemmings for a long time over a lot of different issues, and they are now becoming their own media outlet almost. You've got the Executive Branch Network, EBN Network almost. They've got their own YouTube channel, their own Facebook page, they've got a show called West Wing Week. Yes. Where they do like a reality series with the president, following him around like a shadow all week. They've got all these programmings coming on. And here are the numbers. They're doing this effectively in the White House. They have literally amassed 1.9 million followers on Twitter, 900,000 fans on Facebook. They average 250, this is the White House, 250,000 visits to their YouTube channel per month. They receive roughly 1.1 million unique visitors in January, according to ComScore. Contrast that to ABC News. They have 1.2 million followers on Twitter, 150,000 fans on Facebook, and 21.7 million unique visitors per month to abcnews.com. The only thing the president is playing second fiddle to at this point is some 2-year-old Charlie Bit My Finger kid auto-tune the news and pretty much anything Lady Gaga releases to YouTube. I mean, those are the only people that the world's most powerful man is playing second fiddle to now. I don't know what that says about him or about his content, but it is what it is. Yeah. Les, you deal with social media strategies all day long. Is this dangerous to block out traditional media or what?
Yeah, I have a completely different opinion on this.
Juicy.
Well, here's the thing. They're calling it blocking out traditional media. Mm-hmm. Okay? But maybe, and this will be interesting, and I'm sure I'm going to sit over here a little bit so I don't get hit. Maybe the days of traditional media need to change. They have the same access to Facebook. They have the same access to every single thing that the president is being transparent on. They can comment on every single item and be a part of every single opportunity that the president and the White House is putting out. They can be a part of it. They keep saying, no, we're the elite. We're the traditional press. You need to give us access. Maybe it's time for them to learn some new tricks.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No. All right. I can't disagree more. Jeff, you agree with me, disagree, right, with him?
I'm just going to take my stance here.
Join the protest rage. The water's fine.
I think that this country has traditionally gone to those channels of media. But when I look at this administration and I see them limiting access, which has always been in previous administrations that they have been able to gain access, it makes me wonder.
But
it's not just the little stuff.
Hold on.
It's almost like, to me, it's like Area 51. Okay, fatal.
But are they limiting? But hold on. Are they limiting access? Are they gaining access in other venues.
In some cases, completely restricting access. The START Treaty, when that was signed just a few weeks ago, it was the White House, the Executive Branch Network, the EBN, that had full control over that. The White House press corps was blocked.
Okay, let me ask
it's some major events here that they're blocking.
I understand, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question. So we help organizations move from traditional business to new business.
Mm-hmm.
Obama basically won the presidency using new media.
Yeah.
Is it not about time for some of these people in traditional media to stop looking at traditional media and figure this new media out for themselves so that they can compete with an EBN? I mean, unless they are actually playing in the same sandbox, then they can claim, limited access. And I understand there has been some limited access, but they have the same access that now the rest of the world has.
Well, do they really have the same access?
Well,
because, ultimately, okay, if I'm the executive branch, okay, I'm in a competitive media environment, and I'm creating content, which it's my job to do, quite frankly. I am competing against an entire industry that's built around all access, full access to the content being created. If I'm the content creator as well as the content provider, I don't know how it could possibly be difficult in a commercial environment to compete against that. I win because I have better content. Consequently, I'm the only one creating
better content.
So now,
what do we want? Like the media to come out and start making executive decisions and
aren't they doing
hiring
that?
czars?
No, hold on. Aren't they doing that?
Now you're going to have. It'll say instead of all access pass, it'll be partial access.
True.
But the point I'm making is that. But hold on. The point I'm making is that we're even calling it. You both said it. Traditional press.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for traditional press to start doing non-traditional items that the president. I mean, you can't knock the president and the government for taking advantage.
And I'm not knocking
for taking
that.
advantage of a new media that the traditional media hasn't figured out how to use yet. Interestingly enough, with all the global things that are happening, it's not the traditional press that has sent out the messages with Greece and Egypt and Bahrain?
Yeah.
It's been the new media. It's been the new media that's gotten that information
Let me take
out.
this for example. Okay, for example, if EBN will work, if it will provide just as good content, then we don't need NPR anymore.
No.
We've got an alternative.
Well,
now.
here's the thing. I don't trust him, Les. I don't trust him. Period.
But you can go on his media now that you never could before. Instead of depending on a Diane Sawyer or any of the number anchors, instead of depending on them to question him, you can now question him directly.
But is this really a good definition of transparency? Because I get back to my original point. Is it a good use, of taxpayer dollars for them to get in the content production business when there are plenty of other outlets out there that do that? And also, is providing access different from providing produced content? I mean, because at some point you get into, are we really how would we even know if they're reporting the news or if they're giving you their slant? I mean, I guess if you control all the access and you limit everybody else's access, you certainly get the better ratings because you're the only place they can go for it.
Right, and you're going to have your own editing. Your editing department.
How is this different from state-controlled media if they're doing that?
But they have but all these traditional media outlets have the same access. It's not like they took a network and basically said, we're creating this network and no one else can say anything. You can comment on it. You can directly question them. You can actually directly comment where the world can see comments, both good and bad for it. So it's now a platform where you can actually have an open debate.
But you know as well as I do. You know as well as we do. Jeff, who's on my side here on my side of the pissing match, that you can only cover what you're allowed to cover, and ultimately here at the end of the day, if they're not allowed to cover it, then you don't have a free exchange of ideas. They're getting the scoop. And it's really about sure, I can go on whitehouse.gov and look at the video 10 minutes after, pluck the video from the web 10 minutes after it's put up there, after the event actually happened, and run the feed now on Fox or MSNBC or whatever else. But it's after it happened. The live feed The only place you get the live feed was from the government. And so when it's all about who gets there first, and that industry kind of turns on that, how are you able to compete for very long that way?
Well, I mean, the only point I'm saying, I mean, I agree that there's some credibility to no.
Okay.
There's some credibility to limiting that access at the actual time. However, what I'm saying is that
that's enough.
No. What I'm saying is that the traditional media needs to get on board with new media and figure out how to make it work for them, because they're getting their butt kicked by so many other people, including our government.
Okay, listen, Obama, they use this media. That's how he got elected.
I agree.
Yeah. Well,
okay, and
certainly, I mean,
but you can't fault him for that.
No, you can't.
No, you can't fault him.
He used the tools and he used them
He
well.
used
I'm
the
not
tools
faulting.
and
I'm
he
not
used them
faulting
well.
for that. Let me go this way. I mean, let's just think about it for here. How much social media can reasonably be used? How open can government reasonably become using social media tools? Because for example, the folks are saying that this was House spokesman Josh Earnest said last week, we're striving to not just have a passive website where people can read about what's happening, but create a method of interaction and feedback where they can give feedback and they can leave comments on Twitter and that. Yeah, and they're guaranteed a response by a high-ranking government official in a very short period of time.
How are they going to guarantee that? Tell me.
Pre-recorded message. But the point I'm trying to make here is that really feasible? How kind of to your point, can they guarantee that? Are they really trying to provide more access and collaboration, or are they using this as a strong arm tactic to try and convince people they have a more open and transparent government where really they're making people feel comfortable and then they're doing whatever they want to do anyway? They're just using social media to create a facade, not really to facilitate collaboration.
It's about re-election.
No, it can't be. You're too jaded.
I agree.
I agree.
I mean, I agree it's about re-election, but here's the other thing, too. You know, without saying the word, well, I have to say the words, that's kind of a conspiracy theory thing. I mean, is it or is it not? So are you getting the real media? No, wait a minute. Whoa. Are you getting the real message from CNN? Are you getting the real message from Fox? Are you getting the real message from all these talk shows that are out here? Mm-hmm. Or are they coming up with the content that they want you to hear?
No, which is why we created the Hub Internet Show as a real, truly honest resource for information, because it's online. It's got to be true, right? I mean, that's the whole. As our parents say that on television, but that's the whole point. We've got none of these outlets are infallible, but I don't want the person with the power of law controlling the content. I would rather have I'd almost rather to have it commercialized and have people be able to go a bunch of different places than have the newsmakers control the news.
Well, you know what? I just want government out of everything. I want limited access, and I want them out of it.
Well,
Bottom line, Les.
Here's
that's it. Because
for this,
again, to me, I'm sorry, but it's Area 51.
I know, but
it's tyranny, baby, and anarchy. You got the best of both worlds, and I'm the centrist in the middle. We'll see you tomorrow on the Hub.
Please, baby.